So you want to learn to fly racing drones. Yeah, so this is quite complicated. I'm going to go through each step and teach you how to do it. Before you ever connect the battery, make sure that you've included this antenna. You've got to put this antenna on first. And then you can connect the battery. Then you're going to connect the battery and you're going to hear the beep. Oh. Okay, and we've got the nice LEDs coming in the back here. And then what's important to do next is start setting up this, which I will do another video because it's going to be quite long to explain the way to set this up. But let's talk about basic controls. So you're going to turn this on. I've already done some setting up of this, and everything should be put in the up position. These all should be put in the up position. It's telling you that. And this should be in the down. Throttle should be in the down position. Okay, now, you're red over here. The LEDs are red, which means stop. And of course, you're actually seeing that it's actually, as I'm turning this, it's showing how I'm turning, what inputs I'm putting in, which is pretty cool. Now look, here's the next point. Once you get the switches set up, which I just did, the switches to do the arming and stuff, you want to bring this down and leave it here in the center. And that's going to tell it it's ready and armed. And then your motors will work. Now look, watch again. It's going to turn red if you don't do anything for a while. It'll go to motor stop. But to arm it, down into the center, it turns blue, and now your motors work. You see? See how that works? Okay, for those of you who've built models when you're young, this is much like putting one of those together. So it's not too terrible if you're handy like that. Here we're going to do step by step. So I've put on the antenna. I've showed you how to configure the controller so that you can actually get the motors to spin up. Now we're going to do the next step by step. 1. Check all nuts and screws to see if they're tight. Step 2. Put in the antenna, which you see I've done here. Step 3. Zip tie all around these cables, which you see that I'm doing one right here. Zip tie all cables. Now we're going to be installing the battery, which is number 5. So we're going to install the battery on here, number 5. Make sure to get the weight right, and I'm not sure if it's in exactly the right place. It does have a grippy pad underneath. Basically, you're just bringing this over It's Velcro. You're going to bring it through here, and then you're going to pull as tight as you can and Velcro it in. It's very well secured, I would say. It's not going to go anywhere. And the next one is the propellers. That's the next thing we have to do. So that would be number 6, step 6. Okay, the confusing piece. So you see that there's separate bags in here for the different propellers. When you turn it on, the motors are turning in towards the center of the drone, depending on where it is. So they're not going like this outside of the drone, going that way, this way. They're actually turning in on both. That's the way it works. So like this, in and in. So we're going to want, and I checked that. I turned it on and felt it turn in towards the center. So we're going to want to find a propeller that actually lifts, obviously, when it's turning that way. So I'll let you know when I've done that. This can be a little confusing. So remember, it's in towards the center for lift. They will fit the wrong way, so just make sure. So in towards the center for lift. This in towards the center for lift. See how if it was going the other way, it would actually not be lifting, it would be pushing down. So in this case, in towards the center for lift in the front. Mine, the small bag was for the rear, and the ones in the big bag were for the front. Anyway, let's see if she works. Guys, getting the props on correctly. It's a pain in the ass. So you put this blade facing directly perpendicular out. It should rotate forward and in and bite into the air. Conversely, if you put this forward, it's going to do the same thing but in the opposite direction, like so. Okay? It's going to put it here, it should bite into the air and go kick the air down. Okay? Let's check this one. Put it perpendicular, it's going to go forward and bite in and kick the air down. This one is going to go the opposite direction and kick the air down. See? Okay. Not so easy, but you can get it done. So, let's try this. So, we're just going to give it a little bit of throttle. First of all, you bind it, and then you're going to lift off. Now, it's not actually balanced correctly, so this is very difficult to film. But you can see she's lifting. There you go. There you go.